Here we go. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is the 6th of January. It is 2016. Happy New Year. Welcome to the Decktacular, where though we're not a top ranker legend player, we play a lot of different decks. We like to wield them, we like to see how they feel, and we're immature, but we have a great time. We're certainly not the worst player out there, which is great. So what I'm going to do today is, as usual, let me kill Witch Ramp. I didn't have a lot of success with that yesterday. Let's do something that might be a little bit of a shocker. It's the Patron Warrior. Do you remember him? Remember the Patron Warrior? Oh, it uses Grim Patron. Yeah, you remember this deck? Well, once upon a time, this was the deck that made everyone's hearts weep and tears stream down their nose. Where is it? Where's the Warsong Commander? As many of you know, this used to say whenever you summon a minion with 3 or less attack, give it charge. So you just would do a combination of playing this and a Grim Patron to suddenly boom, 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 get a crap load of Grim Patrons out, or you'd run out the Warsong Commander and you'd get Mr. Frothing Berserker to get buffed to like a 35-35, and then you'd have PTSD. That was the old deck, right? It was very Warsong Commander based. It was a combo. And once Warsong Commander was nerfed, it stopped really being a thing. Until, apparently almost immediately, many people developed a mid-range version of Patron Warrior that still has these 2 cards as sort of the core piece to it, but rather than trying to win purely with a Frothing Berserker or Grim Patron combo, what this deck strives to do instead is just build a board presence and kind of win from there. It's more of a mid-range deck. So let's take a look at what this modern formulation is, because I want to play it today. It's pretty cool. So Inner Rage, good activator. We can cast it on the patron to poop out another patron. Executes because, let's be honest, we like to win games. Whirlwinds, double Whirlwind is common in here. This is, by the way, this is not my list. This is just like the list that many folk have used with a nice little twist that I saw recently. Since so many of our creatures are about being damaged, we want to put the Battle Rage. Let's get that in there. Because we like to win games, and of course we're a warrior, we're never not going to put as many of these in the deck as we can handle. An interesting choice that a lot of warriors have been doing lately is putting a slam in there. Ooh. A lot of them have been using a slam instead of other cards as well, but a lot of Grim Patron runs a slam anyways. And it's a good thing to draw cards, right? We have a whole lot of combo bits to this deck. It's important to get a lot of our pieces going. It's not combo as in all we got to do is get the combo. That's like the old Patron Warrior. This is more about having tempo and also getting some good combinations of things. A lot of stuff gets damaged, so we have our good self an Armor Smith. No Cruel Taskmaster. Not in this list. Not in this list. That's a lot of people like Slam instead of Cruel Taskmaster. All right, what else we got going? We need that. Oh yeah, we already put in Mr. Frothing Berserker. We have, of course, a Death Spite. This is another one of the interesting choices that I've been seeing is a Korkron Elite that I can't help but want to call the Korkron, which I actually realize is the correct pronunciation. Why did I think? I used to think it was a Cochron. But then I started to say Korkron because I thought it was funner to say, and now that I'm looking right now, it turns out I was correct. That's a weird feeling, to think that you're wrong, but to actually have been right. There we go. There we go. Let's see, what else are the pieces? None of you. And then, yep, Gromash Hellscream. Now let's look at some of the other common ones. Unstable Ghoul. This used to be run in Grim Patron as you'd give it charge, hit a thing, it would deal 1 damage to like 7 minions, and your Frothing Berserker would get like +7 damage. Now it's just used as like a defensive tool. And you can do something like on turn 7 throw out a Patron and an Unstable Ghoul, and roast your way to many Grim Patrons. We have an Acolyte. This is very common. Great. We want to draw cards. This, I think, is just a really interesting little tech card that exists with Patron for a long time. We have a lot of weapons. Get a little bit of extra tempo gain. Again, this is less defense. I mean, it's great because it has taunt, but again, most importantly, is about tempo. This deck will lose, I think, if it doesn't get a good, strong control to board. So we have the Grim Patron in. We're putting in Dr. Boom because we are a Hearthstone deck. So we want to make sure that by virtue of being a deck, we have all the cards. Yes. For any of you who don't know, Hearthstone is an unusual card game in which you have 29 slots in Dr. Boom. Surprise, motherfucker! Wow, I can't believe it's actually Cochran Elite. Here's the cool one. Here's the cool one that I saw recently. Sir Finley Murgleton. Sir Finley Murgleton. Right? We're not really trying to go crazy on armor, right? We're not trying to desperately stay alive until we can get, we're not trying to desperately stay alive until we can get the OTK combo. A lot of times we're actually just spending all our mana and stuff, and we don't really need the 2 armor infrequently to pop on. But imagine, I just want you to think for a moment, imagine if we get Mage Hero Power. Everyone! Alright, I want you to think about that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jam Finley in there. Patron Murgleton. Did I spell that properly? How embarrassing. There we go. I knew something was wrong. So here's the deck. We can also get some heals in there. Healing! Oh, rank 18, no stars. That's what I'm talking about. What up, January? What up, January? You know, I'm really tempted just to play a Zoolock and just make a run for Legend again. See, I don't actually know if the Warlock Hero Power is going to be that amazing, because I mean, I'm sure it's like okay.
With honor. Victory or death.
We've done it. I don't know how to mulligan, but I do know that we should always have a Fiery War Axe. Yeah, I think the Warlock Hero Power is going to be okay. Part of me feels like it's not going to be the most critical thing. Because, you know, we have a lot of card draw. I'm sure it's probably just going to be good. Mage and Priest seem real good, especially Mage. Mage and Priest seem like the obvious first and second choices. Mage, because I can ping my nerd. Priest, because I can damage Grim Patron and then resuscitate him. I think it's probably going to be better for me to armor smith it up.
Made to
Ooh.
Job's done.
Next turn's gonna be a good turn. Come here. Come on. Hi. Sheriff the cat. Sheriff, come here. Come on up to the shoulders. Oh, this kitty's so cute. She goes sleeping on faces. Yeah, you're a little face snapper, huh? What do you think about adding Commanding Shout to this deck? Ah! Goodbye, Sheriff. Oh, you're gonna lick the hat. Alright, well, that's good. Not my hat. Sorry, Rob. It's held hostage. I mean, I know I'm doing this. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do this? I mean, I think I just do this, even though I kind of want more excuses to gain armor, but, you know, whatever. Cochran Elite is great because there's a lot of 2 damage things in ladder right now. A lot of 2 damage things on ladder right now. You can run with the Cochran Elite and keep up the tempo! Yeah. Yep, I think that's it. That's it.
Reporting for
So, again, I'm not exactly sure the best... Ooh.
No quarter! No
I'm definitely going to kill that, because he could have Blessing of Kings and other such things. And we'll probably have a Battle Rage coming up soon. So I know to mulligan for weapons and armor smiths. Maybe keep Whirlwind against aggro. I mean, I'm just going to use my intuition. And my intuition, when's that been wrong? Oh, so here's a question I actually want to talk about today. Mokrates says, oh, what are your thoughts about adding Commanding Shout to this deck? I did not realize that was a question you were going to ask. I don't think it's very good because I don't really see what it would do for me as much. Because, you know, I think of Commanding Shout versus something else. And it's hard for me to think of any of the things in the deck. Like, do I cut a Battle Rage to put in a Commanding Shout? Oh. GG. No.
No quarter.
For some reason, I thought I saw it attack. Ugh. Don't see a reason not to do that. So start thinking about that. Don't call me Dave. This is a question I want to talk about. Thoughts on the Oculus price announcement today? Isn't that interesting? For any of you who don't know about this, today Oculus Rift announced that their first big release was going to be $600. So many people pooed their collective pants and went, oh, $600. So I'm gonna ping and draw. Ping on draw. You know what I mean? So, the reason why everyone pooped their collective pants, I think, is twofold. For one, that just kind of feels like a lot of money. You know what I mean? Ooh. So if I hit, and I do this, and I do this, dish, dish, dish. I think we're winning. GG. Gotta be slightly careful because... No, actually, never mind, I don't. Sorry, I've been enraged. Woo! That just kind of feels like a lot. I feel like a lot of normal consumers that I've read have been talking about things being at like $300 or $400. Like a new console that feels like kind of good. Like when PS4 was announced as being a $600, people were like freaked out, lost their minds and stuff. But I think the more concrete things, other than, I don't know, it just kind of feels like a lot. I think the concrete things that people have been talking about excessively are the original price point was discussed as $200 to $400, and then it comes out as $600. So I feel like there's two things going on here. So there's this big thing about expectation, right? Like, let's say there had been no announcement of any price at all in the slightest. Ah! Trying to see if there's a way I can die. I don't think so. Yeah, it's bad expectation. I think that if just out of the blue they'd said Oculus is $600, people would do the intuitive thing. I'm not gonna buy that. There's this weird thing that happens on the market that, like, I actually don't quite understand. I would describe myself maybe as almost understanding it. Which is, people will think something is too expensive and ridiculously expensive, and then they'll buy it, and they'll just be mad that they bought it. If I think something's too expensive, I just don't buy it. And I think that the way the argument goes is that we've won this game.
Not. I must move quickly.
I think the way the argument goes is that, you know, it's like a scaling range. We won. where there's an amount that someone will pay where they're happy, and then a greater amount where someone will pay and they're unhappy, and a greater amount where they won't pay and then they're fine. GG. Beginning the grind of the month, working great. And I think that for a lot of consumers, that it's frustrating because the way that marketing works is all about hype. It's going to be amazing. It'll blow your fucking mind. You won't believe it'll knock your damn socks off. Oh, you have to get this. It's a must-have thing. And now it's out of your price range, right? And I think that's like just a general, broad, huge disconnect that exists. Do I keep the Acolyte of Pain? Probably. Maybe I keep the Frothing Berserker. I don't know. GG. Like it's kind of hard when that's the message that comes out, right? Ooh, this is gonna be nice. You know, that's hard. That's tough. I can perceive why that's hard. And I think that's just a general thing. Like, forget what the company has specifically said in what specific context and all that stuff. See, look at this nice little turn for us. GG. I'm gonna get it. Ooh, bomb this guy. So I mean, like, I think this happens like across the board. Like, there's a new game coming out. It's gonna be amazing. It's the most amazing thing ever. And the DLC is actually quite a lot of money to get the experience that you want. Do I slam it? I think I run this fine fellow out first. And I think this is the play, right? Just keep the board super duper clear. I think that's right. But I think the thing that, like, outside of just general hype, contrasting with what I feel like is an appropriate price, you know, aside from that, oh shit. Aside from that, I do know that the Oculus people made concrete claims. It should be in this price range, and that's a lot more of a concrete expectation, which it's so unfortunate because I can completely imagine in their situation that is what they wanted, and now it's just not going to turn out that way. This is a mid-range deck, so if I hit here, I think what I want to do is this, and then I want to do this. And then we'll see what... That's a little bit brutal, but I think this is okay. Ooh. I think y'all know what I'm hoping for. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You catch my drift? So if I play this and play that, and if I hit and it's... So I think I want to do this first to see what... Okay, so it's not a trap. Actually, I should have run that out anyways. Okay, so I'm getting sidetracked on what I'm talking about here.
Well played.
One, 2, 3 is 12.
Bring the pain. Nice strike.
This deck feels great. I'm actually gonna finish my point after this. Because clearly Patron Warrior requires enough of my brain that I can't talk about something utterly different. So as long as he doesn't have Sludge Belcher. Oh, GG. Wow, that felt good. Okay, so So let me go through my full point. The price point was set at 600, which a lot of consumers were like, whoa, that feels like too much, which, you know, I understand, but at the same time, I just generally feel like people should lean a little more towards voting with their dollars, right? If you think it's too expensive, you can simply not buy it, and that's okay. Although I do understand this idea of there's a range where you will buy, but you won't be happy about it. And the bigger issue that I think that's at hand is that there was those concrete statements, like it should be in the 200, 400 range, and it wasn't there. But I think that what's most intriguing to me about this entire thing is that it's, and the whole reason why I want to talk about the Oculus is that at the end of the day, let's imagine in 6 months, what's the net result? Fewer people will probably have bought it because the price point is higher. That's, you know, sort of basic. Some people are looking to throw around thousands for a hobby they're interested in. Some people are looking to throw around hundreds. But in about 6 months' time, there's still going to be that social sting, right? There's still going to be that concern that's not concrete in a sense. It's that social feeling of, oh, once upon a time they said something would be one way and then it turned out the other. And that reminds me so much of those contexts that you have with friends. Like, oh, definitely let's hang out Friday night. And you're like, yeah, dude, that guy always says we should hang out. And he never follows up and he always cancels at the last minute. You know, that sort of thing where it's less of a, oh, the price point is at this thing, therefore I will make this concrete, objective decision about it. And that's something that I'm very curious to see, because I'm increasingly a believer that in the future of just the general industries and markets, social currency is going to be really, really important. I think for a long time, especially because there was no internet, the only interaction I had with a company was like the product. Like if I bought this wallet, I don't know anything about the people at the wallet company. I just know this is a great wallet and I've owned it for like 12 years. I love this wallet. That's it. That's all I know. And if I knew nothing at all about Oculus, I knew nothing, and then someone just comes out and says, hey, we have the first ever big VR device. It's really sweet. $600. You should try it out. And that's the only thing that I had to work with. I think that a lot of people just would either not really have an opinion, or they'd be like, did you buy it? It was too expensive for me, so I didn't buy it. It's that social component lead up that just fascinates me. It fascinates me that Oculus could hype it up, it's going to be big, and let me personally assure you that it's going to be in this range. Actually, I don't know if it's a personal assurance. That's me bullshitting right there. But he said, this is the range we're shooting for, 200 to 400. Hello, Despy. And that now a lot of people are up in arms about that. Like that's the thing that's really interesting to me. And it's so much about expectation management, right? So much about that. And, you know, similarly from the HTC Vive that Valve's working on, I haven't heard a bunch of hype from those companies about it. I haven't looked. There might totally be there. Let's see, Hunter? Nope. Probably nope. Maybe yes. There's a lot of One Health things, so I think this is okay. Hello, baby cat. Snuggling on my lap. Hey. Ow! I gotta trim your baby cat claws. And also I saw an interesting chart that showed the sort of... Oh, GG! That showed the comparative cost of consoles when they were released. And in Oculus is... You know, it is $600. And there is a pretty significant hardware cost to running it at all. But in a lot of ways it's in line. Expectations, man. And we see this also happen with authors. Maybe I shouldn't have run that out. I don't know. It feels okay. I'm gonna run this out. It seems a little bit more threatening. you see this with an author like George R.R. Martin. Is he doing anything wrong or bad by having not finished his Game of Thrones book? No. Like, objectively, no, not at all. You know what I mean? He created entertainment from nothing. Then an expectation just happened that said, I want more of this entertainment. And then people are upset because of that expectation. So fascinating. So now it's like this interesting thing. If you are an author or you create a creative work, you have to recognize that there is that expectation. And how do you appropriately manage and mitigate that expectation? How do you do it, Despy the cat? I think this is better. I mean, if he has explosive trap, meh. Ow, 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 ow. Come on. Leave one for me. Leave one. So, I mean, like, I know of authors that have, like, written their first book in a trilogy, and they have the second, they have a lot of progress on the second and the third before they do anything extensively public with it. I think I'm gonna do this, and then run this puppy out and armor up. So this will put a threat on him, and also have another one. Yeah, they'll have those sort of backups there. Because when you have like a creative work, there's actually no real telling when you definitely will be able to make the creative breakthrough and finish the creative task. Oh, you killed it all. GG. So you have to mitigate that lack of predictability. This deck feels so good. All the mana. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. GG. This is pretty sick. Having the Corpron elites. I don't know, so that's my thought. I'm actually completely, like, personally, with the Oculus Rift price, I am completely fine with it. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. I was not really deeply interested in VR to begin with. No, come on, let go, Despy, baby. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hold on, we're supposed to take a break. Hold on, I'll tell you in a sec. I'll tell you in a sec. We're on a break. Just wait here.
Garrosh versus Gul'dan.